and plenty to our people. And it is this subject of freedom and justice that I want to talk to you today. The history of freedom is a history of struggle of the people who have the right to vote. From the poor in the federal Europe, to women across the world, to black people in the United States of America, religious minorities, and of course, colonized people all over the world. Freedom came with the right to vote. The vote, freely cast and counted, is a powerful weapon for the weak against the powerful. History also tells us that the powerful never give up power and privilege without a fight. 70 years ago, we gave ourselves a new constitution in which we declared that the sovereignty belongs to the people, not to the government, not to the president, not to parliament, not to the courts, but to the people of Kenya. Our sovereignty is individually and collectively expressed by voting for leaders of our choice. The election we concluded 2 weeks ago was critical to restoring faith in the vote following two successive stolen elections. It followed hard-fought electoral reforms in which innocent Kenyans shed blood and lost lives. The Jubilee administration.
Well, a very good afternoon to you, and thank you for keeping it here on KTN News. And I'll take over from my colleague Ali Manzu on a day when more governors are being sworn in as others begin their second term in office. It is also a day when Kenya marks the 39th anniversary of the death of the founding father, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, and a day when the ongoing national nurses strike clocks 2.5 months. And this afternoon, we put all these issues into perspective. Join us on this segment are my colleagues Chris Thairo from Bomet, Carol Nderi, who is in Kirinyaga County, Victor Ogale in Nakuru, and Timothy Otieno will be speaking to us from here in Nairobi. I am Akisa Wandera, and this segment of Kivumbi 2017 begins right now, and I'll take you straight back to the county of Mombasa, where NASA leader Raila Odinga is currently making his address at the swearing-in ceremony of Ali Hassan Joho.
We are moving from bad to worse. This time, the computer was set at 54% in favor of the incumbent presidential candidate and the other selected gubernatorial races across the country. Next time, it will set at 70%. Few people will bother to vote after that. Thereafter, it will be live presidents elected with 98% of the vote. With that system, our young, efficient, and ambitious leaders, like Governor Joho, who have expressed a desire to go for the presidency, will stand no chance. We cannot let it stand. We now find ourselves sharply divided between those who want us to accept and move on and those who are not prepared to live under authoritarianism of any kind. Dictatorships, once established, do not reform themselves. We belong to the category of those who refuse to give up our basic rights and civil liberties, the right to speak, to assemble, to protest, to organize, to travel freely in and out of the country, to criticize the government without fear or favor, to live as free men and women. As you are all aware, we have recognized our position not to file. We reconsidered our position not to file a petition in the Supreme Court about presidential elections. It is important for Kenyans to understand why we resisted going to court and why we have reconsidered it. Elections should end with the counting of votes. The Supreme Court is made up of 7 judges. The discretion of 7 individuals, however wise, can neither represent nor substitute the voice of 15 million people. 7 individuals can be intimidated, they can be compromised, and they can make genuine mistakes. Kenyans are still trying to understand what exactly happened in the Supreme Court of 2013, when a decision about their votes was delivered in minutes and a paragraph. Institutionalizing the determination of elections by courts is a deliberate, cynical ploy to lend a cloak of legal respectability to fraud, subversion of democracy, and abuse of the court process. If we accept doing it this way, the courts will never be allowed to be independent by those who want to rely on them to subvert the will of the people. We had hoped that other individuals and organizations would move to court and at least offer Kenyans a chance to know the truth about what happened to their votes. But soon it became clear that the Jubilee administration was determined to steal all voices and keep Kenyans in the dark about the systematic theft of elections. Jubilee immediately cracked down on brave and independent organizations it merely suspected of planning to go to court. And so we decided to move to court ourselves to give Kenyans a chance to know the truth. Whichever way the court rules, the petition will not of itself cure the electoral impunity. It will not bring justice to those who plotted and executed the theft of votes. It will not hold to account those who sought to cower us into submission by unleashing terror in Mathare, in Kibera, in Kisumu. Stealing of elections in Kenya is a manifestation of the culture of political impunity. The perpetrators of 2017 electoral theft were emboldened by the fact that those who stole the 2013 elections have gone unpunished. We saw some of them at the Bomas of Kenya, experts in electoral fraud supervising their second electoral fraud. And they are exporting their expertise to neighboring countries that have picked up lessons from Kenya since the fraud of 2007. The only thing that has ever worked against political injustice is the people power. People's power. Colonial subjugation, one-party dictatorship, and the oppressive constitution were not outlawed by courts. They were overcome by the people's determined resistance. And so today, here in Mombasa, we launched a national campaign for truth and electoral justice in Kenya. In this campaign, we will affirm our commitment to freedom, the rule of law, and democracy. We will defend our political rights and democratic space. Let the agents of foreign powers exhorting us to accept and move on so that they can continue to have lackeys to do their bidding know that we will not accept inferior governance. We will resist and disobey illegitimate computer-generated leaders and will not relent until the voices of the people, as expressed through the ballot, are heard and respected. We will exercise our sovereignty and establish just political order that we have envisioned in the Constitution that we have given ourselves. Then and only then shall the ambitions of our young leaders, restless and ambitious leaders like Ali Hassan Joho, Peter Munya, Isaac Ruto, Amason Kingi, among others, ever have a chance of rising to the top of our political leadership. Nimesema kwa kifupi ya kwamba Wakenya tangu historia ianze hawajapati haki yao kupitia kwa mahakama au kupitia kwa bunge. Haki wa Kenya wamepigania mpaka wa leo. Katiba mpya, ugatuzi, yale yote tumepata kwa sababu wananchi walijitokeza. Tumefika wakati ambapo Wakenya mpaka waamke. Hii wizi ya kura mpaka ishe. Wizi ya kura mpaka ishe. Hii wizi ndio wa mwisho, na tutakubali wale viongozi ambao wametengenezwa na kompyuta waendelea kututawala. Hatutakubali. We shall not accept and move on. We shall not accept and move on. Hivyo kutoka Mombasa kuelekea bara ya Kenya yote, tunaambia Wakenya ya kwamba wakati imewadia wao kusimama ili watetee haki yao. Vile walipiga kura mpaka heshimiwe na mahakama na wale ambayo walishindwa. Hiyo ni azimio ya Mombasa. Naunga mkono. Wangapi naunga mkono? As many as that opinion say aye. As many as the contrary view say nay. The ayes have it. Asante sana.
Raila tibim tibim, Agwambo tibim tibim, Tinga tibim tibim.
Asante sana DJ kidogo, just a minute. Tafadhali ningependa
NASA leader Raila Odinga there just finishing his speech at the swearing-in ceremony for Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho, who continues with a second and final term as the head of the county government of the county of Mombasa, talking about a number of issues, topmost being the just concluded general election that the NASA leader continues to allege that there were a lot of irregularities that denied them a win. And he says that there in Mombasa, they're launching a campaign for truth and electoral justice in Kenya, where they will be fighting or campaigning for political rights or for Kenyans who feel they've been duped over and over again when they go to an election. And remember, Ali Hassan Joho is one of the governors who emerged victorious in the just concluded general election from the NASA side, but he's also castigated the Jubilee government for what he terms as computer-generated leaders, even in the county levels, mentioning a number of governors here and there whom he says did not really deserve the win they got, that it was computer-generated. So that speech there by NASA leader Raila Odinga just about almost ends that ceremony there in Mombasa, where Ali Hassan Joho, one of the governors who's been taking oath today, has been sworn into office for a second term as the governor for Mombasa County, taken there a second term. A number of leaders graced that occasion, one of them being Kilifi County Governor Amason Kingi was also sworn in yesterday, and topmost leadership for NASA, including other principals like Musalia Mudavadi. But the swearing in is not just in Mombasa. Joyce Laboso, one of the 3 women who were elected as governor, is also assuming office today, and President Uhuru Kenyatta is scheduled to attend this event. Our reporter Chris Tyrus in this bit will be joining us later on with an update, but those are live pictures we're bringing you from Bomet, where the ceremony seemingly has begun. President Uhuru Kenyatta